James. Welcome to my $3 million flip. Actually, I mean my $3.5 million flip. After doing our final walkthrough, we're gonna press the price by $500,000 on this property. We basically had to rebuild the whole thing. Every piece of framing, every space was all manipulated, changed. This is really a rebuild, not a renovation. As you can see, we have an amazing kitchen, but previously to that, it was actually tucked in the corner of the back end of the house, jammed in between a staircase and a tight hallway, which is not gonna get us the floor plan that's gonna get us that optimal dollars. So let's take a look at what we did in this kitchen. And this is not your standard flip grade renovation kitchen. We did everything custom. Designer appliances, custom countertops, two-toned with a siltstone and quartz, custom designer cabinets. This cabinet set cost us $15,000 just in our kitchen, which is double what I usually put my normal flips. So after relocating the kitchen from the back to this front corner of the house, we then had to relocate the living room. The dining room was tight in here with a very small view that we opened up with increasing the amount of windows in the space to emphasize the view. Got a formal living room through this section, and then we installed a see-through fireplace to give it a custom designer flavor, but also to play into the traditional style of the house and give it some formal feel. So we relocated the dining room where the kitchen was previously. Now, if you remember, this is actually where we made a big fuck up in our floor plan. The dining room was crammed in here. We wanted to make it nice and airy, and we had no natural light in this section. And then once drywall went up, we found a dark spot. So what we're gonna do is cut it to a 4-foot tall half wall, pony wall. We're gonna leave our structure in here. We're getting an engineer back letter so that way we don't have to submit the plans back into the city and wait 2 to 3 months. We're gonna have an engineer letter saying this is non-structural, it's good to go. Cut this to a forge wall and then run a long linear window through this side, on the other side on the exterior wall to give nice flow all the way through. As we laid out our floor plan, we had a little extra space. We had to get our powder room in. We got this right off the dining room in this thing. So here's our main bath. Megan, my listing broker, designed this an elaborate wallpaper design, which I actually lost the bet on. I had picked something else. She wanted peacocks. She wanted design. I do want to know what everybody's opinion is on it.
I like it.
It looks pretty good, actually. I'm more...
Matches my coat. What was the bet you lost on?
I think we were just, everyone voted in the office and they said that I wasn't the one. Yeah. Pretty much, I always get outvoted. It doesn't really matter. So after walking the main floor and what we reconfigured the whole thing, let's see what we did upstairs. So the upstairs previously was only a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. We turned it into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a kid's playroom and a rec room off it. Always know your demographics, who's gonna buy the house. So previously this was storage. We ended up vaulting it, framing it, and then turning it into a kid's playroom because this is most likely gonna be a family house. Also, our listing broker, Megan, picked some very cool wallpaper to kind of play into that tie in the room. Then off here, we had some extra space because of the size of the house and who we're designing for. We actually put a secondary laundry so that the owners of the property don't have to go all the way to their basement to do their laundry every time. Then in this corner, we had a kid's bedroom and another kid's bedroom. We had to reframe every one of these bedrooms because they were all off tilt. They were all the wrong sizes. Some were like 8 by 10, some were 7 by 7, some were 15 by 20. We rebuilt out this. And as you come through here, here's our new bathroom that we installed. We did all new designer finishes. We tiled all the way up to the 10-foot ceilings to give it that custom feel. New floating cabinet, designer toilets, and upgraded tubs. And this section that we're getting into is now the master suite. This master suite has one of the most killer sound views I've ever seen in real estate in the last 16 years. So let's check out the new master bathroom. Previously, there was a small office off this bedroom. So we added a toilet room, we did formal floating cabinets with custom countertops, underlit cabinet counters, and then we did all designer tile. Now remember guys, we did this on this high-end home that we're selling for $3 million. Don't blow your budget on some of the smaller renovations and adding the bells and whistles. Know when to add them and when not to add them. All right, so now that we walked the first 2 floors, which were a lot of work, we're gonna go check out where the major part of the work was in the basement area. So as we kind of go through, this is actually where the kitchen was before, pressed all the way back with only an entrance off the side. So we had to formally frame in this hallway And then this came down through the garage. What we did as a value add to add some additional square footage, and with the whole COVID work from home thing, is we added an office off the back side of the garage to give someone a nice work at home space, which is really key for getting that optimal pricing. So as we transition down, we created our new hallway, which came down through the basement before. Prior, there were stairs that were on like almost a 12% pitch that you could barely walk down, and we had to rebuild this whole foundation down here. So as you can see where those stairs are, this was actually the height of the basement prior to us buying. Not only that, the previous homeowner had ripped the whole basement apart and structurally compromised it, so we had to fix those corrections. And as you can see, it now feels like a nice big grand open space where people kind of come down through here with the most killer view I've seen from a basement floor. The fact that this view is off the basement is unreal. We added in a separate entrance mother-in-law or a nanny's quarter or just a guest suite. So it's got its own formal kitchen, has a microwave. We added a bathroom through this section, and then we have a formal guest suite through here so that the buyers can always entertain their guests or put in their nanny quarters. All right, now that we walked the inside of the property, let's see how we spent the dollars to maximize the value on the outside. So previously, when we got the property, it was a wraparound deck that stopped right here. There's about 4 feet of decking. Not good for entertaining. So when we bought the property, it was actually all tile all the way through, which we figured was waterproofed underneath. We had to demo out the tile because it didn't match the theme, and then we found a massive amount of rot and improper ran drainage. So we tore it off, we put the wraparound deck off the front, and we rebuilt this massive new deck on it. It's about 400 total square feet, which is perfect for entertaining. As we go down, we transitioned the entertaining deck into an entertaining paver patio. And we installed a custom fire pit for the buyer. So again, they can have their friends over, they can enjoy their view, and they can enjoy their view from all different spaces of the yard. We rebuilt the deck with all new custom railings to match the architectural design. And then we leveled the whole yard to install all new sod, trees, beds, walkways, so people can really feel the experience of the yard. By doing this, it allows us to get that extra premium pricing, because if any buyer in Seattle is looking for this kind of product, it's gonna have to be ours.